Oh man, come on. And boop. Pop.
Duck.
And let's make sure we are live. We are live. 10 seconds in. So let's see here. So get this organized. Let me move this stuff over to my third screen. So I can have the comments over here. I haven't streamed in a minute. So I gotta get my stuff on.
You gotta take your OnlyFans template off.
Yeah.
Put back on your
Yeah.
your only dance. Sorry, your only dance
Only
template.
Dan's, yeah, the farming one, yeah.
We'll work for wings. Let's go.
Only, yeah.
We'll work for wings.
Yeah. We'll do stuff for wings. All right. Okay. So let's get rolling here. So all right. Main man Dano. All right. Yeah, finally. Yeah, apologies for the delay here. We have been super busy. Or at least I have been the past few weeks. So all right. So Meta, DC, Notorious, Heroclix, TierMaker list. This is going to be for 300 Modern. We're not going to factor Pulp into this TierMaker. We did do Pulp on our set review this time for Notorious, so be sure to check out the latest episode 225 for that. Alex, you want to go over the TierMaker list, and then I want to switch to presentation mode here on TierMaker.
Sure. Do we post that we're currently live?
No, if you want to go ahead and do that too.
Yeah. Sure. Let me talk about the TierMaker first. The TierMaker, starting with S tier. S tier will definitely be on winning builds consistently and a meta staple. So that's like your Venom Mags, your Mephistos, the ones that are just, if you're building a meta team, you're trying to look at some of these pieces and build around it. A will most likely be on a winning build and will at least make top cuts consistently. So maybe not used as much as S, but still will win occasionally. B won't be on winning builds, but could be on teams that make top cuts. C won't make top cuts, but could be tried in like states or some winner maps, or if we ever get WKOs like the guys want, it would be like those type of ones. And then D is just trash. That it's for the table, and we mean that in the meta sense. It is for the kitchen table or for playing at a local, fun, casual event.
Yeah. You got it.
So, once again, D doesn't mean it is the worst figure. We are probably going to put figures in here that are solid figures to play at a local event.
Yeah.
But it's just, there's just not enough there.
Yeah, like I said on the set review, all figures are playable at the kitchen table. This is 300 Modern. TierMaker is not indicative of their home table playability. So, all right.
Yeah, and you know, we put that out there. I always like to say there's like one level between that and a competitive play, and that's your local event, right? Like Thursday night events or Monday nights or whatever, where, hey, let's play 300 and you have to do this type of theme team. You know, some of these D figures are good enough to be on that team if you're making a theme team for that. So,
yeah. All right.
Just something to keep in mind.
001 Lex Luthor. I wanted to slot him in B.
You're slotting him in where?
B.
B?
Bex Boother.
I mean, he's definitely at least that good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a bit squished in 300 Modern for, like,
Mm-hmm.
to be a staple or a winning team. But, like, considering Superman Enemy is actually really good and Outwit matters now, like, you know, he could come in and, you know, help enable a bunch of pogs and stuff to outwit. Outwit's pretty scarce.
It's a useful
too,
ability.
So.
It's a useful ability for sure.
Yeah.
And he has leadership, which is sort of more rare now.
Yep.
Well, that's why I'm debating. I think I agree with the. Like, I 100% agree on the B minimum. The question is do I agree if it needs to be up higher?
I don't think it's S tier by any means, but he could make A, I think.
Yeah, because the thing is like having built teams and talking to people building teams and whatnot, there are some teams that just slot him in because of that leadership, and it's primarily ones that are trying to utilize Scott Porter and the whole like collector aspect of it. Of if they're all from the same set, they get bonus damage.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you build around that, well, he becomes essential because of the leadership and the other abilities that he brings, and the orange ring that he brings to the table. And those teams, I feel like would
even
win.
with all of that, Alex, it's still a B just because he is fairly squishy.
Yeah. You've convinced me. I'm fine with B.
Yeah, I mean he would be A, like if he like maybe had that impervious for a few more clicks, or like I would say he would be A if he started with Mastermind over impervious.
That seems fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's just he's really close, but like the defense matters.
Or if he had a couple more clicks, maybe.
Yeah, defense matters. All right, 002 Superman D.
Yep, he is.
Would you say
D?
Yeah, trash tier. Yeah.
Duperman.
Maybe we need to just change D to F or something, so it's easier to hear.
D just needs to be trash tier. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I mean. Like F means you failed, so maybe we just need to get rid of D and just say it's F. It's terrible. But
just put a garbage can on it. That's what I think.
I think.
Yeah.
Put a garbage can on it. Yeah. Put them where they belong.
Well, then people will confuse it and think that Dan's talking about pulp again. So
yeah, yeah, for sure. All right. Batman. D.
Yep. Same.
Yeah, that absolute power is neat, but
it's just for him, though.
Yeah, it's just for him. But yeah, at this point, no, it's definitely a D. So now we come to our first big question: is the goons?
So I feel like the goons are all good for some sort of filler. So I don't feel like a goon is anything less than a C. But now I think the GOON, because he has Empower, and Batman Enemy, and Underworld, and Plasticity, and Poison, I think he's a solid boon, a B.
Yeah.
Now I don't plan on ranking all the goons that way, but I think the GOON is a solid B class figure.
I think he's one of the better ones for sure.
And he can become an X-Man, so.
There you go.
Man, am I ready for that to not be said for every single person that could be.
He can pack around Camo.
Oh yes.
Guys, can you check real quick? Can you see if my post on Clickstuff went up? The Clickstuff discussion group, because I got a warning it was removed for spam, and I'm not sure if that happened or not.
Well, Dan, I only see Dan's post from 3 hours ago.
Yeah, let me look.
Yeah, it's like you're just trying to get likes, and I'm like, yeah, for this group that we're here, it's not spam.
I don't have anything in moderation about spam either.
Yeah, no, it just automatically pulled it.
I think we need to repost it.
Yeah, I'll word it differently, I guess. Instead of come join us.
Yeah, try it again. It's all good.
Yeah.
We have 11 people watching right now, so The Manhunter.
The Trash Hunter.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it just feels like these
He's
guys
a-
are
he-
like the Sinestro Corps enforcers, something like that, right? Like they're supposed to swarm, and these guys do not feel like a swarm, or nor do they feel like an intergalactic or a cosmic police officer, right? Like they're barely stronger than like the regular police officer from Spider-Man. So
Yeah, they're okay. There's nothing
disappointing.
special about them.
Yeah, I don't know. Were they just counting on that, like, no man escape from the Manhunters to being like cooler, and people thought it was cooler?
They're too expensive for one thing.
But you get a discount if you play 3 expensive pieces.
Yeah, you still paid 90 points for 4 of them, which is just too much. If you want to run a swarm of them just for fun, I mean, it's just a lot of points.
Yeah, it's fun. Hey, Miles, Lex Luthor is a B because of his defensive capabilities.
He's like a border.
He's a borderline A. Yeah, Miles is saying he's got to go up to an A, but it's a B because of his just one click of good defense.
Yeah, he falls pretty hard. He also, yeah, and once he loses that one click, he also loses sidestep.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things. He could just be blanked pretty quickly, but he has all the other makings to be really, really good.
He's just too much of a glass cannon. It feels thematic. Like it feels like it's Lex from the comics or the cartoons that I've watched. Like Lex comes in, gets one good punch on Superman, then Superman flicks his finger at him, and he scurries away. All right, so the Court of Owls assassin and the League assassin, they're both D's for me.
You're just generating these guys. That's it.
Yeah, you're just generating them. We also say that in our set reviews, like these are figures that you would actually main force.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are keep that in mind too. Like these are figures that you would actually main force on a build, because if you generate them or use them for swap, like when X-Men swap was a thing, like that doesn't make the figure a higher tier because of that. So
yeah. That's fine.
You think are you thinking a C for either of them, Alex?
I feel like we used to say if it was X-Men like swap, we would put them in C tier. I felt like I did that before.
Maybe you did, but I don't think I did. I may have, but
and the assassin's way ahead of the League's better than the Court for sure. But
yeah, I just feel like you're not main forcing any of those.
You're not paying 25 points for these, I don't think.
No, definitely not. And it's arguable whether you bring any of them in because of 25 points. But yeah, I'm fine with D. I'm fine with D tier.
Yeah. Now the Gorilla City Warrior, he is a C goon for me.
He's not my favorite. He doesn't have any way to move, and do anything.
Yeah, I feel like
team abilities either. So like no underworld, nothing like that.
Yeah, the way I'm separating the goons is if it's in C, that's because it's very, very very limited cases that you're bringing them in. Like the limited case would be if your goon was next to some people and he died, and you could bring someone in that you really want to hit with an object or something. Well, he'd have to pick it up, but if you really want something you could hit 11 for 3. Then sure, you would bring him in. Like he's good enough for that. But otherwise,
I mean, I'm also thinking about like what are they good filler points, right? So like the goon and like the Joker goon here are both brute, but the goon is way better than the Joker goon. So Joker goon,
right?
B.
Yeah, and I'm putting the goons higher. So B tier means I'm thinking about main forcing. I know we just went over like everything's main forcing. The goons are more likely to be brought in. So for me, it's like I don't want to say no to Gorilla City that he's trash, because there are times you're going to want to play the 11 for 3 damage. But I'm not ever main forcing him, except for maybe Animal. If you need something Animal fluff.
Man, you're really scraping the barrel to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
He sucked in battle royals. I mean, I played this guy in the battle royals, but I got stuck with him. He just sucks. I'm sorry.
In BRs, it was a little better just because that invulnerable is annoying. Well, in BRs, you'd play him at 50. So
Yeah, but he still had to like run up there and then sit there, and that was the problem.
yeah, I agree.
So Gorilla
Are you trying
to charge?
Joker.
Are you trying to convince me to take Gorilla City Goon down to D? It sounded like it for a second.
Of all the goons, he's my least favorite one.
Yeah. I think he has some use cases for animal, and that just keeps him out of a D for me. Animal keyword keeps him out of a D. That's it.
Okay.
Joker Goon's also a C.
Yeah, he's a C, but I'm going to put him above the Gorilla City.
Well,
or further left.
Further
right.
left.
So that. Well, no, that's generally the thought with these is that people usually put them the ones further to the left are more likely to be better.
That's a new thing because we've never done that.
Levels of mediocrity.
Because he's not bad being brought in when you have a Batman enemy. So if you have like Poison Ivy or something like that with an 11 attack and you were playing another Goon died, you're adjacent to someone, Joker Goon comes in and now he's an 11 Flurry Blades. Like that's really good. But it's such a closed case. It's such a, very, very specific.
I mean, anytime you say it requires him to come in adjacent to somebody, it just makes me like feel like it's just really bad.
Yeah.
It's not great. Definitely not great, but I mean, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, at least it's there. Gorilla Boss, I put him in the D.
Yep.
He's too many points.
Polar Bear.
Zara. Yeah. Polar Bear is not horrible.
Yeah,
Polar Bear would be B because he can actually.
He's like, he has Charge, he has Quake, he has Battle Fury. I mean, those all are nice things to have.
And you know what? I may give Polar Bear an extra point into B. Now, I mean, I'm allowed to, kind of vote how I want here, I guess. But, like, I can see somebody running an army of these guys, and I think that would just look cool on the table.
Well, yeah. The sculpt's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think we were just talking about Gorilla City with Animal. I mean, he's obviously the better animal, except you can't carry him. But I think even his other part, like if he goes out and he drops, you don't get another Goon, but you get to make the ice blocking terrain marker. And then that means they have to break away from it. Like,
yeah,
that's not for nothing. Like, that's still something pretty good to drop if he dies. So, yeah, I have him as B.
Yeah, the Polar Bear is pretty strong.
Yeah, I like him.
Black Manta Goon.
Oh, and did we mention dolphin symbol on the Polar Bear?
No, we can't.
No.
He has dolphins.
But it's also nice.
Yeah, that gives him a little bit of protection if he's moseying his way up. You got to get close to him, and if you get close enough to attack him, he'll be able to charge you. So, because he has a 3-range charge, right? So,
so
not bad at all.
Yeah.
All right.
I like Black Manta.
Black Manta Goon also has the dolphin symbol. Is enhancement enough to put the Black Manta Goon into B? I don't think so.
I don't know. I like it.
You like it as a B?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because I use him in battle royals a bunch, and I found him and Team Seal, and I found him to be extremely useful just for the extra damage.
Could he be on a team that makes top cuts? Remember, that's what B is. Doesn't win, but could make top cuts.
Yeah, I think my only thing is like I see an enhancement, and here's what I think when I see an enhancement, and it's this is at least true for the next year, is it positional enough that it'll help Carnage Silver Surfer get to 5 damage?
You don't play this guy with Carnage Silver Surfer.
Yeah, because he can't tote him around. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Well, he can because he's a brute. So he's an X-Man.
But Carnage Silver Surfer hypersonics, and he can't.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like any enhancement that I see right now, like there's just nobody better at range than Surfer at the moment.
Maybe for the point costs, there might be some tent poles some other pieces that'll be good from range, and having a 15-point would be good.
Yeah.
Like Dark Side or something, right? Like
Yeah.
Maybe.
You might-
Yeah, I get that.
Dark Side.
but I'm
Alright.
just
Black Lantern, Green Arrow.
I'm imagining him more. I think he is B. I don't think there's going to be teams that win with it. I think there are potentially Dolphin teams with other figures we're going to talk about that could work. And having team player, having enhancement, having Dolphin, and
Force Blast and Quake are not nothing. Like
plus you're going to assume he's going to die, and on the right team for like King Shark or Camo, that's cool because he drops water. So you give up 15 points. Oh no, I lost 15 points. But I also get another water terrain that I can use for Camo or for King Shark or whoever, Black Manta, whoever. So he's definitely not C. That's not enough to put him up to A for me because I don't think those teams are good enough to win currently. But I think it's enough to make cuts. I think someone could definitely make a cut with a unique like Dolphin type team like that.
Yeah. All right, Bizarro.
Garbage.
Bizarro am fantastic.
Nice.
That's right.
By that we mean D tier, for those that are confused by Bizarro talk.
They shouldn't be. No. They should be confused by Bizarro talk. All right, Riddler Goon. He is a super solid B.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
C for the creepy picture.
What? He's a Riddler Goon. Uh-huh.
Yeah, look at that. Like, hey.
Time to play a game.
He's salivating with them rubbing them hands together. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The White Rabbit Goon's rubbing its hands together too. That's super freaking weird.
It is.
Same salt. Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, I mean, Riddler Goon sidestep with Underworld. That would put him in B tier regardless. But he does have close combat expert, 11 for 3,
and super
senses.
sensitive.
Yeah, super good rollout. So, Riddler Goon's a solid B.
Anything
can be an X-Man.
I mean, what does that get you though? I don't know, man. Just because he can carry one person?
2 if they share a keyword, right?
But they have to be lower points, so no.
Oh.
Yeah, there's like, so the 2 part never comes in. He could carry one person 6 squares and then 2 more for sidestep.
Oh, well,
that doesn't
carry 1.
Well, I mean, yeah, 1 person. So it's like,
yeah.
I mean, I could have someone with flight do that too.
Yeah, I know, but you're not getting too many characters that have 15 points in flight.
I'm going to put him in C. Because I just don't know what team you're trying to fit him on to carry one person up. I don't see a team that's like, oh yeah, let me main force a goon. If he had that perplex on his top little clicky thing, then absolutely.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
I just think that sidestep carry is not for carrying somebody up necessarily. It's always good, like if somebody's double token, fails their breakaway, right? Him being able to come in at a corner, move up, and then sidestep carry somebody out of like a poison trap. That's where you see something like that come into play.
I think he's just useful. I like him.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that a lot, right? Like, I mean, it's why Carnage Colossal is so good. Like, keep in mind that like Carnage Colossal could have a blank dial, except for his sidestep and being a Colossal, and I would still use him to walk in, sidestep, carry somebody out. That's the only reason. That's the main reason you're using this Riddler Goon. On certain theme teams, can use somebody that can walk in, carry somebody out. I mean, moving 6 squares on a small map is a third of the map. So,
I don't think you're playing it, but that's fine. I'm putting him at C because he just doesn't do enough. The carrying thing is not enough to warrant that someone's gonna directly pay 15 points for this. Like you said, you just said Carnage. Someone probably is paying for 15 points for Carnage to do the same thing than Riddler Goon.
Just depends on your
So,
theme. And
I don't know. He's
Yeah.
just I don't know. He's just way better than the Joker goon and the Gorilla. I'm sorry.
oh yeah, definitely. I put him higher than both of those, but
White Rabbit Goon.
so how much do we value support?
I think White Rabbit Goon's clutching onto a C barely just because of his mind control.
So you don't value. So you're saying you don't value the support?
No, I don't, because Scott Porter exists and Aunt May exists.
Yeah.
True. Aunt May
Fair.
is what, 10 points?
10 points.
Yeah.
And didn't we just see in the Wheels boosters the Night Nurse?
Yes.
Yeah. So White Rabbit Goon has some port.
There's a lot of
Miles did
other
say
competition.
here that Bizarro has to be C.
Why?
Especially for budget X-Men teams that spend all their money on APOC and Genesis. Miles, if you spend all your money on APOC and Genesis, just play them at 145 apiece. Before you play Bizarro, play them at 145 each.
I do think that's funny though.
Yeah.
all the teams that spend all their money on that. That's pretty.
All right. White Rabbit. Solomon Grundy, Born on a Sunday.
Grundy is trash.
D. Cordian Thunderer. All right, are we ready, guys? Are we ready?
Yeah, let's go.
S tier, baby.
Yeah.
Because he
15.
only costs 5.
I know. It's a 15-point package, though.
I know.
Downside is you only play one of them.
That's all I need.
I know, but could you imagine if you could play multiple?
Right. Yeah, I mean, part of me wishes that they didn't make it was more like Darkhold style with the Sinestro with the rings and stuff.
Yeah.
But man, I would have not wanted to have collected 4 Sinestro core rings.
Yeah. But yeah, S tier for me as well.
Yeah, quite easily. It's the first S tier common we've had in a while, I would say.
Probably. Did we put Aunt May up there in S?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't
remember you having one, I don't think.
No. All right.
Yeah, I'd really have to think about it, but yeah, I don't.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's super great. Scarecrow. D. Oh, for going into the uncommons, right? Yeah, uncommons.
Omac's right behind Scarecrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so is his prime version.
So in the chat, William Holland's asking, do you think they will change the rules on the rings? What rules are we changing about changing? That you can only have one?
They're not going to change. They architected the whole thing around it, Will. So I don't think they're going to change that at all.
Yeah,
no.
It's wishful thinking, though.
Yeah. Yeah, OMAC Prime is a D.
He needs outwit protection. That's the problem.
OMAC, for me, I'm going to put as a C, because, once again, I treat C as someone's going to try it, so it won't make cuts, but will be tried. He's got a deep enough dial. He does unique enough things. I think someone will try him.
I think the difference is when we put something in D, it's our way of saying, please don't try that. You will have a bad day. It's like one of those things, I can see why you would want to try it, but please don't, because you will have not a great experience with that.
But he can be an X-Man.
Yeah, that doesn't in and of itself qualify someone to be great.
I think he does enough unique things to be a C.
His action total thing is a neat trait.
And the fact that he uses displayed standard powers of adjacent opposing characters. I mean,
yeah, if he had say, instead of 100-point line at click 5, if he had a 25-point line at click 10, then I would say yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he'd be great then. Who wouldn't want that? He'd be on all the X-Men teams, right?
Right. Basically, because the whole free KO and adjacent bystander is pretty good.
Well, then the +2 actions instead of 1, would be
true.
Yeah,
but don't sleep on that KO adjacent bystander. That is something. So,
and we had that before, and it never really turned into a whole lot.
Right.
Who
OMAC
had it before?
Prime, it doesn't. Yeah.
Alex,
it doesn't matter if you KO an adjacent bystander.
Spectrum that had that back in Avengers.
We had the
Infinity.
Well, no, we had the one that brought it adjacent to the chase.
Okay, and then she didn't have. Yeah, that's what she did, but
that
she
was
didn't kill
yeah,
it.
That was
yeah, but you could just kill it. Yeah, photon. Yeah.
No, I mean, don't worry, Alex. If you KO the adjacent bystander, the combo just makes it shark again. So
shark come nom nom again.
Yeah, shark just comes right back. So. Riddler.
Garbo.
Yeah,
Riddler. McConnell, if the Gorilla Boss only costs 35 using man math, he still is not playable at 35 either.
I mean, if they had that whole dial, probably still no. They could have just made him 30 points and just cut off those last 4 clicks. Because those last 4 clicks are pointless.
Yeah.
So, the only thing I'll say about Riddler, he is absolutely D tier. It's as if they just forgot that he can't use Perplex and his goons can't either on top click. It's like they miscommunicated somehow. Either he should have gotten Perplex, being the Riddler who perplexes people. You think he should have had Perplex, or his goon should have had it, but neither happened, so he's really bad.
Right. Grodd is a D.
Nothing special.
I mean, that's basically if you showed me him or Gorilla Boss, I probably could not tell them apart.
Right. All right. Black Hand. Is he going to be a B?
I feel like Black Lanterns mean it has to be a B. He's not going to be played on a lot of... Well, I won't say that. It depends, because he is the Black Lanterns... I know Scott has TK, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the Scotts has TK, yeah.
But is it the Healing Scott that has it?
Yes.
So you're probably...
Black shirt one.
So that's the healing one. So you're probably not wanting to use it. Scott should probably consistently be doing support. Or is that the other Scott?
It's the black shirt Scott.
Yeah.
The free support, the free heal, and TK.
Yeah, so I would say, I would agree with B. It's good enough to where people might think, hey, I want the TK access turn 1, so that way I can support with Scott, TK with Black Hand, and TK up my... if they're going more of a Superman build as opposed to a Batman build, just to get that extra space to maybe move around Necron or move around Superman. So yeah, I would put B, because I could see him being good enough for Black Lanterns, but you really don't want to have to reach for him.
Well, I think the only Black Lantern build has to have Superman on it.
No, the Batman one is insane.
No, you don't get a leadership on a Black Lantern team unless you have Superman.
It's not. It's
the problem.
It's not Black Lantern. It's
the Batman team.
That's a Black Lantern team is what I'm saying.
The
Batman team is not a Black Lantern team.
Yeah, the Batman team is probably Monster or X-Men.
And if you're doing that, you do not play Black Hand. Sorry.
Right. So all right. So the Batman team, you're right, is not Black Lantern. It's technically Herald, because that's where you're playing
or Monster.
Right. I don't know if we broke it all down on the show, but yeah, it's Herald if you need the leadership from Lex.
Right. You're not playing Black Lantern or anything but a full Black Lantern team.
Yeah, unless the only instances might be better for Black Hand is if we get some more nutty stuff with Heralds down the line, as we know is coming, right, with next phase. But otherwise, yeah, I don't think I put him down to C. I think B is fine.
He's
There's
barely a B.
Because I think there's some Black Lantern teams or whatever teams that could still use him.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, there's even some non-Black Lantern teams if you're really just focused on him and Necron, and then build other good stuff. But who knows? B is still good.
It's borderline B. Yeah.
Borderline B.
Perfect.
All right. Lightning Lord D.
Trash.
All right. Cyborgman. Now, everyone remember this is a 300 modern tier maker, not a pulp tier maker.
See,
Yeah.
he's good enough to where someone's going to try Gotham City Underworld and play Psy.
Yeah.
He's not bad.
Gotham City Underworld is good enough as is to try in modern and not avoid it.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, you probably not going to succeed and win a bunch of stuff with it, but that's the point of C. C is, hey, you know what? I'm going to a smaller tournament, whatever. I want to play Gotham City Underworld as opposed to playing Black Lanterns or whatever.
That's the question. How good's Gotham City Underworld?
It's good enough. It's good enough to not just say actively don't play it.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree with that.
D?
Yeah, Sinestro, D tier also.
Yeah.
I'm gonna... Man.
What redeeming qualities are you seeing?
So, Sinestro Ring.
Yeah, we get that for 15 points with the accordion. Keep going.
Okay, so that means Sinestro's now 50 points.
He still stinks at 50
points. At
points.
50 points, Sinestro's still a D.
It's the whole Injustice League and the critical hits at 10 or 11 if they've been perplexed down. That is still something. You're probably right. It's still probably a D, but man, it's close to a C for me because someone could be crazy enough to try it.
We have no idea what the next DC set's going to be. I have no idea if we'll get more Black Lanterns or not.
I mean, we're getting more grave markers. That's funny.
Yeah. So grave markers are going across brands. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I was surprised when I saw that. I was like, wait, why? Why do they have to make grave markers?
Yeah. Brainiac, D.
I don't disagree.
Jason, did you say what makes grave markers?
No, so I don't disagree with Brainiac being a D.
Oh, okay.
I don't... How is Cosmic Robot and Scientist doing on leaderships?
Well, Lex is a scientist, so...
Right, but if you need less points, like a good leadership, and an outwit, like that's not bad.
And that's Darkseid's got packing that for Cosmic.
Yeah, it's just in the character that you're playing with Darkseid, so.
Unless maybe it's Pulp or something. I just don't think you're.
Yeah, I don't see
you reaching for Brainiac.
Yeah, I don't see you reaching for Brainiac.
Yeah, you're probably right.
All right, Gentleman Ghost. No, D. I can see why folks would like to put him in C or maybe even higher, but I would not recommend it.
Yeah, he gets yeeted. If he was a little cheaper, then maybe.
Now, look, I will say I do see somebody trying to make it work on some drop-off team, like to try to take down, like, I don't know, Apocalypses or something, Apocalypse, Genesis and Apocalypse, or even, like, Surfer. But, like, Gentleman Ghost is 50 points to counter the 80 points of Apoc and Genesis, and then you still have to get through their reducers, you still have to get through their super senses on their last click, and you still have to take the Mystics. So he's a great counter, but if you're looking at him, just be aware that I think he's a trap. You have to really go get around his weakness of being a glass cannon.
Yeah, I would definitely, before you start running to play this guy, whenever we finally have tournaments, look at what's being played. Because for the past bit, it's been everyone and their mom has been equipped. Well, we just lost all that good equipment. And now we've got so-so equipment we got rings. Yes, we got rings. But like the rest of it's okay, right? Like outside of the apocalypse one you're just talking about, you've got people with rings, which usually aren't attacking, the rings aren't defensive. So it's like, what are you shutting down? You got to make sure the meta is one that he could be effective enough. If it's just I'm shutting down some rings, your person could probably go attack him and take him out too. Like without him being there, because it's really the rings that are giving it's the sword, warlock and whatnot that give shape change or soul sword or stuff like that.
Yep.
The only other thing is the fact that he does say attack powers. So that also goes for if there's any figure that comes out with a like insane attack power. Okay, we'll just note that. Note Gentleman Ghost exists.
Yeah. So I mean, if it's one of those things that like we're wrong on Gentleman Ghost, then that's fine. But we'll review it later. Harley Quinn, one of our possibilities for modern age Gotham City underworld. I think she's worth a see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I'm putting her at B. I think she's probably one of the key cogs for Gotham City underworld because of the leadership. Unlike Cy Borgman isn't necessary for Gotham City underworld teams. I think her keyword cheating and the leadership and the pseudo retail is all, and team player, so she could kind of be a taxi anyway if she gets copy underworld from somebody.
And she gets the pseudo retail, right? So.
Yeah. So I think that's definitely a B.
Yeah,
if you're playing Gotham City Underworld, she fits the bill. And Gotham City Underworld, I can see making cuts because I think it's going to be good enough. I don't think it'll be good enough to hit some of the powerhouse teams, but it's good enough to like surprise people, take some teams down, and make top cuts. Or make top cuts, but not win.
Mirror Master.
Yeah. That's all I'll say.
Yep.
Yeah, not great.
Miles, do you know what happens to Prime Spidey now? He gets one shot by Camo. Yeah.
Harley gets Prime Spidey on. Yep, you're right. Prime Spidey on GCU. I don't mind that.
Yeah, Scientist is a big deal. I mean, I obviously like the Blue Marvel on Pulp. That's my next Pulp try. But I mean, I plan on playing GCU with Harley and Poison Ivy and Blue Marvel and then seeing what to do from there. Might even just end up going unthemed and having Falcon as the last 50 points.
Yeah, because we talked a lot on the show about GCU and Pulp. We didn't touch too much on it in Modern because
I think the thing is like unknown. In general, the Pulp version of the team with maybe a little bit of spice with like Catwoman or something is good enough for Modern to try. It's not so bad you should actively avoid it.
I mean, that Iconics Bane is GCU also, and I think he's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's very good.
All right. We did Mirror Master Starro Fight. Very
D?
sad to make for me to say that he's a D.
Now, if he could get that Sinestro Core ring, then he would be fine. Because just having him up there adjacent to someone and following them around dropping constructs would be hilarious. Like, you're going to run for me? No, I'm going to keep dropping a construct. Sure, we're down to the fire hydrant. I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it, and you're going to have to deal with it.
Yep.
But unfortunately, that's not the case. He can't do that.
That's right. Captain Cold, D. The budget Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I talked a lot about good things about Zod on the set review.
Zod.
I said Zod, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I talked a lot about good things with Zod. Do I think you should try it, though? No, I do not. Zod is a D.
Is that because you don't think it'll work at all?
No, I think somebody will try it, but I don't think you should.
I think he's still good enough for a C. I think he's better than all that D tier trash.
That's fine.
I'm putting him in D also. I agree. I don't think he's good enough.
All right,
he
up
might not be
next
good
we
enough,
have
but he's not good enough anyway.
Up next we have the first of the rares and Jason's absolute favorite piece from the whole entire set, Polka Dot Man.
Whoop whoop, Polka Dot Man.
Is it Doka Dot Dan?
Oh, yeah. Hey, he had TK and Seal. What can I say? I don't know.
He also has barrier, but like with rings being a thing.
Yeah, why do you need him for barrier when you got those?
Maybe if rotation hits, he would survive outside of rotation. Like the rings will go away at some point, but that still doesn't matter. So D.
Yeah. Now we get more interesting.
All right, Black Manta.
I feel like Black Man is good enough for at least C tier.
I agree.
Especially when you're talking about Dolphin teams being a thing.
Maybe, but this guy just seems like he just gets punched in the face pretty hard.
Everything gets punched in the face pretty hard.
Yeah.
I know, but when he doesn't have any rollouts, right? He doesn't have any shape change, no super senses, no impervious, no.
You can equip him and get one. The thing I like is that he enables like unequipping rings. Like he enables people like just any dolphin character across the map, because in Pulp it was like, oh, this guy's okay in Pulp because of what he does with dolphin, but in Modern, like that rampant piracy
I gotta go real quick, guys. Keep going.
Okay. In Modern, that's not bad. Like if you're playing Manta, your whole team's going to be Dolphins anyway, right? Like that's the assumption. So being able to have the shark, for example, be able to run up, hit someone, and be like, okay, I'll just do 1 damage. If that means that ring you've got goes away, or that soul sword that you've got APOC is gone. And it says they may equip it. I mean, obviously you can't do that with the shark, but
like in a world where like camo exists, if you're like, or this is like, there's a lot of good dolphin pieces all of a sudden, right? So
yeah,
I mean, that's a really good power for 45 points. Like, and you're also getting that bonus to attacker damage, probably.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the C tier. It's only C tier because I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I don't know if the team exists. I think the possibility of the team existing.
I mean, you can give lots of things Dolphin too now. I mean, like you can have a ruler Dolphin team with Aquaman.
Well, not with Black Manta, because he does not have ruler.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he doesn't. Unfortunately, doesn't. Yeah,
but it's okay. C, I think, is perfectly fine. Up next, unfortunately, no one can see any of what we're putting in there because Dan's sharing the screen. Up next is Killer Croc.
Also a Dolphin team candidate.
So Killer Croc.
He doesn't have a lower point line though, does he?
No, he's just 90 points.
Hello?
Sorry, my son barged in. He doesn't know what knocking is. So if you're not first player, you get to put out squares. Does King Shark do that too? Or Camo do that, putting out water?
I don't think so. Let me double check. I don't remember him being able to do that. King Shark can run through blocking and make water. No, neither one of them make water, it looks like.
He does have the ability of charging for effectively 9, right? Because he can, before moving, place him in a square of water within 4. So if you place it right, he could charge for 9. But he could just get outwitted and then taken down for 90 points. So probably a D tier. But be probably really close. I feel like
there's too many points, unfortunately. Yeah.
like really close.
Yeah. Deadshot.
So I think what's interesting coming out of this set is that we've got a couple keywords or concepts that are like right there on the fringe. So like we have the dolphin teams, we've got Gotham City Underworld, and then we've got the whole assassins, the target. And how do we feel about the target? Do we feel like it's going to be good enough in modern specifically?
I mean, unknown yet, but I think it's got potential. Because you can move it around with Ra's al Ghul and just continually have it.
Now, would Deadshot be good enough at 60? I don't know if that's the case because he just dies. You could protect him.
Yeah, but you don't have to have him in the middle of the fray, but he does some cool stuff.
But he can't see through blocking or anything like that. He can just get shot from range. He has no way of protecting against that. No reducers, no rollouts, no nothing. So
he does get that power range 8 thing through blocking, does he not?
Make it range.
It's regardless of line of fire.
Oh, you're right.
If
you're right.
Target token.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I still think that's probably D. I just don't know. I feel like you'd go for Talon or some of the other pieces.
Like, I think he's. I don't know. I think he's too. He does enough interesting stuff not to just totally brush him off. I think he could try him.
Yeah, I mean, is there something with like carrying him up and surrounding him in a barrier and just protecting him and just saying, "I'm just going to shoot you"?
Yeah, or you're like in a map full of blocking and you just like sit back and shoot people through it, like with enhancement and whatnot.
Right. I mean, I could be convinced it's a low C. Someone is probably crazy enough to try it.
Yeah, the assassin team is still up in the air. What else goes on it? I think he's a candidate.
Hey, Alex, can you share your screen on Discord and then I'll put you up here?
Yeah. Choobity boo boo.
Sorry, folks. Dad duty calls.
All right, did that work? Can you see me?
It does. Let me move you over here real quick. And then y'all keep going. I'll catch up here in a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Up next,
Not yet.
What?
Hold on.
I don't know. I don't think I see you up there yet.
Let me see if I can make it full screen real quick. Jason, that is such a toxic avatar on Discord.
Right? I love it.
All right, hang on. Let me remute myself and you guys keep going. Sorry, folks on the stream there. Like I said, dad duty calls. So mute here.
Okay. Where were we?
Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul. So if we're saying Deadshot is C, I mean,
Ra's definitely is up there at least. Yeah,
definitely a better C than Deadshot because he is the linchpin.
Yeah, he has to be on the assassin team if you're going to play it. Like, no doubt.
80 points. Yeah, my thought is I don't know if the assassin, the target team, is good enough. I think people are going to try to play it. I don't know if it has a good enough to make top cuts. So, okay, I don't think it'll be like a B tier. I think it's good enough to make like people to try it. But I don't know if the target is good enough to just win outright. Because I think there's just, with Masters of Evil, right? It's going to be hard to get in there and just attack people and hit them and them not heal back up. Like, I don't know if assassins have enough damage. Because with Deadshot and Talon, they don't have that one, like, oh my goodness, that assassin is crazy. They don't have that piece in there. Unless I'm
Yeah.
missing something. There might be an assassin I'm missing from an older set, but
I like
so-
Deathstroke is probably the one that from an older set a little bit.
sure.
But I think it's people are talking about it and they're interested in it, so they're going to try it. And he's definitely he's better than all the other stuff we put in C. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't think I put them in B. Now I think they're better, obviously, in Pulp. Like I think Pulp might have better luck for him, but I'll put him in C because I definitely think people are going to play him.
Yeah, and then the Prime one, I just don't see people playing the Prime one.
Not main force. Obviously, you would probably.
If you're going to play Assassins, you're going to play Talon Prime. You're not going to play Race.
Oh, that's fair. That's really fair. Now, I will say, just on his own, if you weren't worried about the whole target thing, he's pretty darn good for 40 points. Like what he gives you for 40.
Right. He's also way down the Prime list.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd put him in D tier. Just not good enough.
Yeah. And I'm not a fan of Lincoln March all that much because he's 80 points top dial, and he doesn't do much at 30 points. I feel like
30 points he could get you assassins who aren't that great on click 3. He is a leadership, he is an outwit, but I don't think, like you said, I don't think that's enough to really.
He doesn't move. He doesn't move at 30 points. He has no move and attack, no sidestep.
Yeah.
I just don't think he does it, unfortunately. And 80 points, he just doesn't do enough. I mean, hypersonic for 6, and there's better stuff for 80 points.
Yeah, Will Holland says Red Widow is an assassin, but she doesn't have that trait.
Yeah, she came out before that, but she's still really good.
Well, it doesn't matter if she has the trait or not, because the ones who have it, for all characters with this trait, when a friendly character with the assassin keyword KOs an opposing character with a target token, score 25 points. So it does. I don't think the assassin has to have it.
No, just as long as they have the assassin keyword and they target the character with the target, that's what matters.
Yeah, as long as someone on your team has the target trait is what's required. So that's a good point, Will Holland. Like that bolsters the chances of assassin working in Pulp, because Red Widow's really good in Pulp.
Yeah, she's a stone cold killer in Pulp.
I don't know if she is in Modern. I feel like there's just too much that could whittle them down, but you know, there's enough crazy people out there to make it try to work in some tournaments. All right, now Jason, you like Amanda Waller much more than I do. How do you feel about Amanda Waller?
I mean, she's going to probably have to go in D tier, but I like her for the niche little sideline time she can be used. Like, I feel like, you know, if you're happen to be playing characters that match her keywords and you have sideline space, why are you not going to use her? She's a nice support piece that's for free. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if you have the sideline space, it's just worth using. Like, leadership, outwit, perplex, PD, Suicide Squad, TA, the damage the adjacent characters that attacked characters on your team. I mean, that's worth it.
Go ahead. Yeah, I probably more Pulp than Modern, unfortunately.
Well, it's just a lot of there's enough politicians and stuff that you're using in Modern that you might be able to use her.
Miles Kane says Assassin has potential in Modern with Deathstroke because he could cheat Justice League. It's just
that too.
It's just a tough sell if you play for 100 to get World's Finest. Yeah,
that's a lot of your team.
Yeah, that's a lot of build up for just World's Finest, who could then spit out Superman and stuff like that. And apologies to anyone watching the stream. I think for whatever reason, Dan's computer is showing a new audio device detected, so it's kind of covering up the screen a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of we're having, I don't know what's going on over there, but yeah, sorry about that.
I'll try to we're not getting any A tiers anytime soon, or S tiers, so I'll try to scoot the TierMaker up a bit so you can see what I'm putting in some of these. All right, let's not Captain. See, look, there I
Mr.
go.
Freeze.
Captain
Yeah,
Cold. Okay, Mr.
Don't-
Freeze.
Yeah, don't call him Captain Cold.
He basically is.
He's his own man.
Sure, his own man who doesn't do anything interesting. And
I'm sorry, Bat Villain is better than Flash Rogue. Sorry. Yeah.
oh no, I completely agree. I just wish there was a bigger difference between the two.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're both in a similar vein. I get it. He does interesting things with his, whole breakaway, take a damage power anywhere on the map, his ice markers, but I don't know that he's making any teams that's going to be competitive.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's really interesting, Will. Will Holland says the Electra on a bike is an assassin. And so
the Orb. He's talking, the eyeball dude is Orb.
Yeah, both of them are potentially assassins.
Those are both cool.
Orb is assassin, so 45 points. That's pretty good. Electra is not assassin. She's martial artist, but she is not assassin. But the Orb, I mean, we're not doing a set review for that, but it might have enough potential to make it more possible. But guess what? The Orb is a rare, so that's just more pulp potential.
Yeah. The assassin team's stacking up pretty good for pulp. But yeah, Mr. Freeze is going in D tier.
100%.
And so is Strix, because she's not that great either.
Yeah, regular Strix is not good. The non-prime going in D tier as well. I don't think there's really much else to say about it. That charge is neat that you could charge for 7, but whoop-de-doo, you could just shoot her and she dies.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Talon, on the other hand.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey, okay.
All right.
We're at Prime Talon.
Okay. Well, then, let me catch up real quick.
Okay.
So, I'm not that far behind. All right. So, this is easy. Manta's a C. Croc is a D. Deadshot is a C. Raish is a C. His prime is a D because the Strix gal is better.
You mean Talon is better? Yeah.
Oh yeah. The Strix prime. Yeah.
Strix sucks. Yeah.
Lincoln March is a D. Waller is a C just because she's sideline active. And surprisingly can come in for a gajillion different things. I'm sure you guys have already said this, so Mr. Freeze is a D. Did. Strix is a D. Now we're to
we're pretty much all on the same. We're pretty much on the same page from all that. Yeah. Talon Strix, Prime is.
Yeah, Strix Prime. Sorry, Talon Prime. Is
C.
A C. Yeah.
Yeah, we put all the Assassins team stuff in the C, I think.
Yeah. So one point they made, Daniel, while you were gone, William Holland mentioned that the Orb is an assassin, which, if they are smart and they're building assassins better going forward with this trade in mind, then that's better, right? The Orb, 45 points, pretty solid. That enables certain things to be better. So
yeah. He also pointed out Miss Marvel's can be an assassin, and Scott Porter can too.
Right.
So,
but Scott Porter's not running up there to hit anybody to score some points with a target.
Both ways.
The problem with assassin right now is that there's no, oh my goodness, this is an amazing attacker.
Yeah.
Talon is probably the closest because of the whole no defense power.
Yeah.
And then like a 5 movement running shot, 5 range, 12 for 3. Like that's not bad. That's pretty good. Especially with 2 rollouts, stealth, free regen. Like Talon is the prime you have to have on assassins because that's what makes assassins like possible. Her and Roz are like the linchpin. The problem is that's 140 points.
She needs more damage output to be like over the top.
Right.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Saturn Queen and Cosmic King are both D's.
Yeah, they're joining Lightning Lord in the D tier.
Did we already do? I did Lightning Lord, right? Like I
He was
that
earlier,
it was an uncommon.
Oh, okay, good. All right, Necron. I think he's our first
Necron.
solid A, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
A?
I mean,
You wouldn't put him in S tier?
I think he could be an S tier. I mean,
yeah.
he has. Black Lanterns can't function without him.
Yeah, you're right. He provides probably the first time we've seen a mechanic so powerful as that. So he's probably an A. Sorry, an F.
And he fits on several teams. Like,
I mean, he's really only there for that. His style is not great. Like itself.
His dial is great because it's a 7-range giant prob.
well, or you play him at 40, and then you get that top dial for 40 is not bad.
Well, it's not.
12 side blast, 4 damage.
So the thing is, you can't count him to be a 7-range giant prob because he enables your Black Lantern. So you have to heal him up. You have to give him a little bit more survivability because he can just get yeeted quickly.
Like, he can, but like to help initiate off an alpha or something, he's just really great for that.
Yeah, I mean, his top dial for 40 points is really good. I feel like.
You mean if 12, 19, 4?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of course it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hard to get him there.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of all agreeing it's S, so it doesn't ultimately matter. I think just because of what he enables with Black Lanterns, and he's the linchpin. Like, if he goes away, the Black Lanterns lose that ability to keep healing above their starting line. So that's key. He's like a very big linchpin. Now, Batman's maybe could survive without him because Batman's arguably don't even want to heal when they, poof themselves over. But Black Lanterns and being able to heal above their starting click is so pivotal. He has to be S tier because I think that mechanic is incredibly strong, and it's going to be on teams that win.
Yeah. All right.
Because you could combo that with Carnage Silver Surfers who also heal over. Like, they don't work together, but like if you're making a team full of, hey, let's pay low points and get figures worth much more points, you could do that.
All right, then I've got a good solid A then. Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if she has a team to make her S tier.
Yeah, I don't think she's S tier, but dang, she is super solid at either point line.
Yeah, I agree with A.
Yeah.
She's incredibly good. My favorite. She's arguably my favorite figure now in Modern. Just because having played her, she just does so much, and you can argue that she doesn't even have to be on Gotham City Underworld. You could play her on Herald or Scientist, and she gets better, right? Like, we've seen the Conchu that goes on Heralds for free, right? Isn't that right? Isn't the Herald keyword?
Yeah, she gets Heralds for free. Yeah,
I feel like you got to play her at 80 points. I feel like so.
Yeah, because you don't want her to take 1 damage and then lose the ability to make plants. So 80 points.
And you want the Empower too.
Yes. But I think she's amazing. I think she's a really, they did a really good job with a rare, making it good. And I hope that's that is a byproduct of them considering pulp in general. And they're like, hey, we've got this pulp format that people seem to enjoy. Let's make sure we make good rares. Like, there's at least some that are good.
This is the first time in a long time I think rares and a common even that were anywhere near this good
for Modern.
Yes. For Modern, yeah.
Yep, 100%.
Right. Black Adam. C.
I feel like I'm in C tier. Yeah.
We're saying
Black
C as in cat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Adam and his pit crew. Like,
yeah, someone's going to be crazy enough to build around his 200 point. His name might be George Masu, but someone's going to do it. And I think because of that, he has to go at least in C tier.
Dano also said assassins in X of Swords.
Yeah, there are some in there. Yeah, like I think. Oh gosh, I can't. The name's on the tip of my tongue. Gorgon, I think's one of them.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, Gorgon. Woo!
I don't know. There's probably. I'm sure there's other ones. I just can't think.
Jason,
of it
stop it! Stop it! I'm gonna raise all my assassins up to S if you keep talking like that.
Oh, come on! I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just telling you
let's
that's
see.
the
Let's
first
take a
thing
quick
on
look
my
at the other
tongue.
assassins.
Let's look here. Yeah.
I'm not.
There we go. There we go, guys. Pog or Pog. He's an
No.
assassin, boys. Here
Maybe
we go.
that Undying Wolverine from the. No, that's not the Undying one.
It's the one that's gonna keep
It's the one that goes
healing.
off the map and comes back.
No, that's not that one.
That's not that one.
Isn't it?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is the one that keeps any D6 that he rolls a 5 or 6. He removes a token and heals, which is like
This is
everything.
Yeah.
That one's not bad.
I don't know. No. All right, let's move on to our first super rare, the Joker. Then. No. No.
Yeah.
It's a Joker.
The Joker.
That sounded more like that was
the penguin.
Yeah, that was the penguin. But hey,
whatever.
A for effort. Yeah, that's a D there.
Speaking of A for effort, I hope on both of your guys' weekend movie watching list is No Country for Old Men.
It won't be, but
no, it won't. Not at all.
Well, I tried.
I'll be too busy. So
the Jokester.
I hear a lot of people talk about the Jokester.
I mean, I think the problem is that the Jokester is not S or A. If he's a B, he's barely a B. But I'm putting him at a decent C.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I'm putting him above all the goons that I have in there.
Yeah, he does enough unique stuff in the C tier, but the problem is that he is just outranked by so many other primes.
Is it just the fact that every time somebody rolls, probs, that he's dealing them a damage or an action token? Is that why?
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing, but he does have the triple perplex. Right, and obviously not on the same person.
Yeah.
He does unique stuff.
He does do unique stuff. I'm not saying he don't.
But he also penalizes... Like, he penalizes a lot of things outside of just prob, right? Like, so he penalizes sinister teams. Does he penalize Star?
No.
Is your dials replaced? No, Star just means if you roll 1-1,
it just becomes not replacing as far as I know.
Right. But Sinister replaces the die, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sinister replaces the die. Prodigy replaces the die.
There's not a ton of die replacement, going on right now. Not like it was.
Except the orb.
Yeah, okay.
The orb is the new meme, guys. The orb.
Orb is great. But that is not the set. So, Jokester, solid C, I think, all around.
Yeah, that's fine.
Don't actively avoid playing the Jokester, I think, is what I would say about keeping him out of D. Somebody prove me wrong on a C with performance.
Wonder Woman.
Actively avoid playing that Wonder Woman.
That's got to be in the D tier, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I know Alex loves Superman.
I like Superman enough to maybe put him in C tier.
I don't. No stop click makes him no bueno.
I'll put him in C. Yeah. I think he's okay.
Yeah, the problem is that, like I know you said Galactus on the set review, but like no rollouts, no Psyblast, no running shot.
He deals penetrating, so the Psyblast is.
Yeah,
here's my my litmus test for it. If Galactus, that's what they need Galactus to play them, I'm not playing them because I'm not toting that big thing around in a tournament.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
the only other thing I'll say about Superman is don't forget the Death of Superman iconic set. There are some pieces that would work well. Not necessarily him. Oh, and Superman gets a Sinestro ring. I forgot about that. Just for free. So he's 140 according to your math.
Yeah, still, he would have to be like, with that dial, probably take 2 clicks off of him and make him 90 before I'd put him above a D.
Such high standards. My goodness. No, but that's fine.
I mean,
I have him at a.
have you seen the teams that win Heroclix tournaments, Alex? I mean, there's a pretty high bar for those folks.
Do I have him at A saying he's gonna win HeroClix tournaments? No, I have him at a C saying someone is gonna try to play him.
Oh gosh, I know, Alex. I'm just giving you a hard time. But now for up next, 2 clearly S tier figures. Two-Face A, Two-Face B.
S as in straight to the D tier because they're garbage.
No, I'm putting them in A.
Are you kidding me? Really?
An A?
No, not in the least.
Just because of the coin. Just because of the coin flip.
Just because of the coin flip.
Nope, definitely not.
Why? I think you just ignore him.
Whoa. Wait. Okay, so time out.
You can't ignore 6 of them.
Nobody's playing 6 of them.
This is like the Zod thing. It's like, oh no, Zod, no, don't ever try that. But definitely try the 6 Two-Face, even though you can't play the 6B side of Two-Face, obviously. You'd only get 1 of those. So why would you play 6 of them? Oh, that's right. He's not an actual prime. I keep thinking he was a prime.
Right. Yeah.
If you take this and you play 6 of them, Daniel, and you win a tournament, then I'll come on here and just go fawn over your intelligence because you're smarter than me.
Like, you know what, Jason? How many shape changes in a row did I hit against you last night?
Like 5.
Right. So, like, could you imagine if those were 6 coin flips? Those were 6 tails in a row?
Yeah, that'd suck balls.
This coin's come a long way. Don't just put it in your pocket, Jason.
I still don't think that's enough to say that's going to win a tournament, though.
Is that a reference to something? I'm confused.
We were playtesting last night, and he rolls like 5 or 6 like shape changes in a row against me. Like, it was ridiculous.
Hey, you know what though? How many? If I only need 1 hit, if I could get 1 hit on Two-Face to kill him, then that means I could win potentially. Mm-hmm. You know who gives me 1 shot at Two-Face?
Who?
The orb.
The orb.
The orb.
Yeah.
The same.
All right. Where are y'all putting
orb greater than Two-Face?
Where are y'all putting Harley at?
I'm still not done. I'm putting I'm putting Two-Face in the trash tier. I'm sorry.
Y'all go ahead. Go ahead.
No, so I will say Two-Face is probably good enough for the C tier, maybe B tier. Not A. He doesn't deserve to go up there. But I would say probably C tier because being able to swap from prob to that more defensive. The problem is you can't equip him with anything because he's just going to drop it. Like he won't be able to use it because he gets replaced.
All right. Well, if I start seeing this everywhere, I'll just admit that I'm wrong. But
yeah, I think C is fine.
Don't think. I like Harley in A tier.
I like Harley as a B.
Yeah, I'm thinking B, but if I have Poison Ivy that high, she's not good with Poison Ivy though. So, I mean, she is good, but it's really hard to play. This is really going to boil down to how big are modern teams.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a good sample size because we haven't had any tournaments, but if it's still decent size, then she goes up in rank.
And power support still pretty good for 25 points. Sidestep Quake.
But it's even better if your whole team gets +1 attack and damage.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It is.
So I'll put B. She might be A on some like non-theme teams with a tent pole, like a Dark Side or some of these other bigger guys, because she just gives them +1 attack and damage and the empower. So potentially, if she's carried around, she could give +2 damage, and if she's got a ring on, she could give someone.
She only got 15 points then.
Well, I mean, if she has the the blue ring that gives
Yeah,
power.
+1.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So you'd give that to give +2s, I guess. So 2 attack, 2 damage.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Like,
No.
so I might be putting her close to A. Like, that's, you know what? I'm gonna put her in A. I think she's probably good
she's
enough.
good.
She's good enough, I think, to be on a winning build.
Damage modification is really hard to come by. So I can see why y'all are putting her in A. I think she's just solid enough as a B. I think she's just too hard to build around, really.
I think you're probably not trying to build theme. I think you're trying to build.
Not.
You're trying to build like a tent pole type team,
And if you're trying to build theme, I think she just becomes too hard to slot in at 25 points. She's directly competing with Porter at 25.
You can play them both.
Yeah.
I know, but then that's another character on the team.
So 3 is fine. Like 3 or 4 is fine. You get beyond that, I think, is if you hit 5, that's when you're probably not getting the bonuses. But you're gonna have to play that if your tent pole's 200 points, you're gonna probably have to have 2 more characters, at least 2 more.
Maybe you stick her in there with that Black Adam on that crazy team with Black Adam at 200 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Poison Ivy.
The only other thing I will say is that she probably won't see play at 65, but if monsters really get out of hand, like Black Lanterns, it's not terrible.
They're really out of hand. They have been for years.
Penetrating energy explosion with knockback on stuff is pretty good. That's 40 clicks, 40 points for 4 clicks, which is kind of in the sweet spot of a point for every 10 points for a click. So I don't hate it. I'm probably never playing it, but it's something to monitor if monster is just even worse than it currently is.
All right, super rare Poison Ivy. I think she's at least a C. Barrier is always an issue. So like I said, y'all might have her in D. But I think the threat of her existing makes super barrier teams have to think about if they start playing super barrier teams, what happens if super rare Poison Ivy comes out to counter them.
Yeah, I agree.
Or if a super barrier team plays Poison Ivy and plays against another super barrier team with no Poison Ivy, they can go out, snipe some points, TK back, barrier up, and win. So, I don't know.
I think I can agree putting her in C.
Yeah. I'm not saying any higher. Just she's not trash. Don't actively avoid playing Poison Ivy. Strategically keep Poison Ivy in the back of your mind.
Yeah, the problem I have with her is the fact that her 25-point dial is meh. I mean, she has barrier. Like, you're mostly playing that just for that whole victory point, score extra stuff thing.
Yeah, but she's also a barrier engine, so.
Engine is a...
she can contribute.
I don't know if I would call her...
She can contribute to a barrier engine. A barrier engine denotes that there's 4 pieces that can make 12 squares of barrier rotating through for infinite amount of turns. So she can contribute to that. King Shark do.
I want to love King Shark. Like, I love the shark pieces. I don't know.
I think B.
What?
I want to go with C.
I feel like
C.
I feel like if you build around him, that hypersonic that you can flurry, like that's still really good. I know he could be outwitted, right? But he's a dolphin, so you got to get up close to him to do that.
Yeah,
he can't be mind controlled.
If you get up close to him to do that, then you're just a TK away.
You're probably just dead if you get that.
And the fact that he could run through things, like he can run through blocking, means that he's probably destroying an opposing terrain marker at some point.
Right.
And so he'll be able to reach up pretty quickly.
He's super strong.
I like him. I want to put him in a B.
I'm going to move him up to a B just because of y'all.
I don't know.
value
I really like him. I
after
just like
seeing
him a
Prime
lot.
Spidey in action all these months, and super strength. We've got to value super strength pieces that can move really far, pretty high these days.
Yeah, and keep in mind, B tier, we're saying it won't be winning, but it'll make top cuts. I could see someone build around King Shark and then getting surprised and being like, oh, crap, I did not, plan for this well, or like, I have ways to counter Prime Spidey, but I can't do enough damage for King Shark, who could just keep healing. So I could see that. I could see him making the cut because he could score points, and he has potential for enough teammates, enough other figures to boost him out, whether that's the Black Manta or if you go Gotham City Underworld. Like, he can flip either side, or animals, or Brute, if you just go the Brute method.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so there's a lot of options. Yeah, there's a lot of teams he could go on that I think makes him a B tier.
I'm so excited. Our next S tier piece, Camo, baby.
Daddy Shark, he's so dumb.
All right. So you guys need to explain, because I don't know if everyone saw your post, or because we said good things about him, but I don't think we said, oh yeah, he's S tier.
Oh yeah,
man, we played with him last night.
I played with him last night. Threw together a quick little team that I really liked. Camo with the shape change sword. Makes him power cosmic. Can't outwit him. He's got blades. He's got traded steel energy. And before moving, that means with his charge, you can place him adjacent to a friendly character within 4 squares, which means that he has a 9-square charge on a small map. So plus a TK, that's 13. He starts in 1, that's 14. So like a perplex to movement, and he's hitting the back row.
Yeah, and he's so tough to take down.
Yeah.
All those rollouts, the 2 stop clicks, the high defense.
Yeah.
Like, I had 2 Carnage Silver Surfers trying to take him out, and they just couldn't get through his damn rolls because maybe that was because his dice were so good. But
well, I mean, I think even if you take the 2 Surfers just trying to shoot him with the Warlock sword, like,
yeah, it's still really hard.
Yeah, I mean, you have the Surfers have to. The problem is the Surfers have to go after the rest of the team and start mopping it up, but then Camo is like taking down the rest of the other support, right?
So, he's just eating stuff. Like,
it turns down into support versus support because Camo's also making his shark. And then
his shark paw is good too.
Okay, here's the thing: on HC units, there is not the max 1 on the card. The Shark Bystander does have a max 1.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So Clay is unfortunately missing that, I think.
Clay, no.
Yeah. So
all right, A tier then.
Yeah.
He's so good. Like, I mean, it's just hard to tell you without having played him.
Yeah.
Yourself, like you see it, like it's just.
And then the thing is, if he gets knocked to his stop, right? If somebody's adjacent, he's got flurry still energy. Obviously, the porter can heal him, and then on his non-flurry clicks, he has exploit. So super strength. So like I know I mentioned I one-shotted Jason's Prime Spider. Now Jason did miss super senses twice.
Twice.
He rolled a 1 and a 1, but Camo hit him with an object and then knocked him back into a wall for the 8th damage. Yep. That printed 5 is a big deal. That is a huge alpha. And triple targets,
yeah.
And you can object attack targeting multiple characters now.
And he doesn't even have to be on a water map to be good, like, necessarily.
Well, he also does have ruler, unlike his compatriot. So he could technically go on a Aquaman team if you wanted to build around that. So you could get other people Dolphin. You build around Dolphin, ruler, whatever.
And he gets to be on the X-Men team.
And the thing is that he also has the good improved movement. So he gets he gets elevated and moved through like a normal flyer does. And then he also has just improved movement blocking. So Kamo come nom nom.
Yeah. Yeah. He just
Pretty
he
solid.
keeps he just keeps coming. I mean,
Yeah.
still energy, the cosmic energy, like, yeah. I had to go out and get one right after. Like, I loved him. Like,
Yeah,
he's so good.
silly. He's so silly good. Like, and he just feels like he's exactly what he should be in all aspects of design. Hard to take down.
Mhm.
The Pog. I know you mentioned this on the set review, Alex, but the Pog keeps coming back in a repeatable way. Maya, yes, you can object attack more than one character. Yeah, I've unless somebody corrects me, I've read that rule like 4 different ways now to make sure it never says a single character. But yeah, there's nowhere does it say a single target, so you can split your damage.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say you can split your damage from an object attack.
Like,
Yeah,
is he the best prime now? Like,
Yeah, so we did lose Destroyer, because we've talked about rotation, but we haven't talked about like the other losses that we don't think about.
Yeah,
Destroyer was the key prime. There's still Mad Jim. There's still
Yeah.
Absorbing Man. There's still Hulk.
yeah, they're still really good prime. Spider-Man. Like, it's,
yeah.
Sure.
I think I don't know. Like, I think this guy maybe is better than Spider-Man.
I am gonna. So you guys have him in what tier?
S
tier.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have him in A because I don't think he'll be on consistent winning teams. That's really the caveat for me. Like, for me, that's where Necron and Guardian Thunderer come in. Like, they just, because Camo is so many points, he's 110. It doesn't feel like he could fit on every team, like a bunch of teams as a meta staple. I think he will win. Like, he'll make top cuts consistently. He will be likely on a winning build. That doesn't mean he's a staple that's like, oh, let me build. What prime can I fit in? Well, he's probably not fitting on a lot of
you're
teams.
starting with Camo first.
Yeah, you're building around him. Like, he's your first one. Like, on teams he's going to be on, for sure.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why, not to say he's not good. He is very, very good. I just think because of his point value, it's hard for me to say, yeah, he's going to be on every team or he's just going to be everywhere. I think he will be winning, but just not as much as like Black Lanterns or what other teams Guardian Thunderer is.
I don't feel like he has to be on every team just to be an S tier, but I think the teams he's going to be on are going to be winning.
Yeah.
All right. Catwoman. She's going to be tried. She's a C. Pretty simple for me.
Yeah, I mean,
don't die is popular.
I've soured on her a little bit because she doesn't have. She's not consistent enough. Like, she has movement attack, then she doesn't. She has really low damage. The cats don't do a ton.
She's going to be reliant on the. Yeah. The problem is the cats. I think that's the biggest problem.
If they didn't have 1 damage, no way, and no blades. Like,
no, for me, it's more of the cats are a requirement. You can't play them. Like, if they were a May, then she's way better. But because she just generates cats, we're in a meta that has a lot of figures healing based off of KOing.
Yeah, she can eat those up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think no matter what, though, I think here's where I'm at is that no matter how much I say you should not play Catwoman, people are going to try Catwoman. So I'm kind of where you're at, Alex. People are going to try her. It's a C.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, is she arguably better? Because she is the penultimate, like, don't die figure. Like, she's I don't know if it's an argument she's the best don't die currently in Modern. Because it does take 9 individual instances of damage to kill her.
Yeah.
The question is, is there an equipment out there that can enable her better? Is there someone out there? She has Animal, so Kazar works with her. She has Batman Family, so she could get she gets the belt for free, right?
Yeah. She
does. If you wanted to. So definitely C. I might put her up. I'm debating B. Because B, once again, won't be on winning builds with top cuts. I think with Gotham City Underworld, I'd still try her with my Poison Ivy team. But it's the equipment I still have to figure out. So I will go up 1 just to B.
Yeah.
but that's a low B.
Yep. All right. Super rare Pingin.
He's a
Penguin
brute.
does cool stuff. He's a
He's a-
brute. He's a politician, so he can help bring in Amanda
I think I
Waller.
got to give Penguin a C just because he's so silly good. Like, he doesn't do anything extremely well, but everything he does really well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leadership, the extra goons.
Leadership, the extra goons, the granting of powers, that's really big. I think
Yeah.
I would probably like to see, I know this is a nitpick, I think I'd probably like to see him at 35 instead of 40. But that's just me thinking about how much 5 points does matter. I think if he was 35, I'd make him a B instead of a C.
Why? What are you playing for 5 points? Like that's
I mean, 5 points matters, right? So, like, multiples of
sure,
5
but
when it comes into, like, thinking about, like, porters are 25. Other
I just
things.
I don't find myself sitting there like, oh, I'm down. Because yes, the porters are 25, but you're most likely playing both of them together.
Right.
So
I know, but then you're at 90, and, it's just call it a feeling, Alex. Just
sure.
I don't have anything that can quantify it, but like 5 points does make a difference a lot of times.
Yeah, for me on this one, I'm close with a B. So I mean, Penguin does help. Man, Penguin's just really good. Like
Yeah.
he's the only thing currently in Modern, right? That gives. Well, there's probably other pieces, but like one of the cheaper pieces that gives precision strike.
Yeah.
There's no equipment with precision strike. It's really just down to Penguin, who also has leadership, can also give you other things, gives you the goons, team player, so you could get Underworld to carry some people around. You're probably never attacking with them. You're probably just doing the smoke cloud, and then when it's time to be ready, you drop the precision strike. Like, I feel like that's enough to win. Like, I'm thinking like Emperor Gladiator type levels, right? With Emperor Gladiator, I was wanting to give him more powers. Like, I wanted to give him precision strike or something else to enable him to get through those nasty super senses that exist. And so with the Penguin, I can see that giving a leadership, giving that precision strike to a bigger piece, like a King Shark. And be like, all right, King Shark, you run out there, you've got your flurry, but you've also got precision strike. So if you're going against a Spider-Man, you don't have to worry about that huge rollout. You don't have to be equipped, so you don't have to worry about King Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
We're giving you the precision strike and blades if you really want it, because you get it automatically also. And the blades can also help combo with some of the, he doesn't, is Brute the keyword that also is X-Men?
Yeah.
Yes.
So he enables you not to have to equip a sword to give people the blades roll out.
Right. So that means you might want to give him like a 5-point equip, like billy clubs or shotgun.
No, because I'm not wanting him to attack. I don't care if he's
the other character.
Because I'm thinking more Killmonger. Killmonger's a problem with the rollouts, with that rollout and the additional rollouts with shape change and all the others. So being able to not have to equip your attacker with billy clubs and saying I'm just not going to attack him and I'm going to give him precision strike with Penguin means you don't have to worry about that rollout.
Yeah.
So all that to say is I'm bumping Penguin up to B tier. I think he could be played on teams, probably not winning builds, but I think that combination could be enough to make cuts because he's able to take out some of these pieces, giving precision strike to somebody.
Gotcha. All right, Frank the Plant. Jason, are you going to place him higher than a D?
I mean, I want to.
I don't think he's good enough.
I feel like because he gets a non-free action after being carried, he has to be.
He has to be in
right?
Yeah.
All
yeah.
All right.
He's just way better than the stuff in the D tier.
Yeah.
On his own.
Yeah, he is.
Unlike this next guy.
Richard Shaw said he got a combo after hearing our set review. Yeah, sorry.
Good
folks,
choice, Richard. Good
we
choice.
did not intend on making Kamo's value go up at all. So he's just
That
good.
gummit, guys. I don't own one. What are you guys doing to me?
Yeah. Yeah. Jervis Tetch is a D.
Yeah, he's bad. Same with his next buddy.
Yeah, Toyman. Oh man, I want Toyman to be higher. That 12 attack mind control. Maybe if there's more armors or rubits that's come out. But could you imagine if Toyman was around with Sakarian?
Oh man, yeah.
Sakarian gets to do two things with his souped up values. That might have been enough to get him out of D, but unfortunately not.
Yep. Nope.
Good to cue up the soundboard.
Yeah. Womp womp womp.
I mean, I could do that.
Luckily, I have a built-in one myself. So. Yeah. All right, Kite Man. I'm going to put Kite Man at a C.
Hell yeah. Kite Man.
That's
good.
The question for me is like, so I'm looking at my tier list. I've got A and B kind of a lot of GCU figures kind of built in around there because I do think the team is going to be good enough to make cuts. I feel like Kite Man enables that a bit because of the Mastermind. Being able to just be an additional, well, crap, I got to get through Mastermind or I got to waste an outwit on Mastermind so that way they don't go to stupid Kite Man for 25 points. And then, or they just ignore Kite Man and here he comes yeeting across the map to be like, yeah, to literally be there and to just start smacking people. And all you hear from across the map.
Give me a hell yeah.
Yeah. Like if go ahead.
No, as he charges you for, 11 for 3 randomly as a 25-point character.
If we're saying GCU stuff is good enough for B tier, I think he's on that build probably.
Yeah, he is for me. I mean,
he's cheap enough and good enough to be on it. I think I'm putting him in B.
Right.
Yeah, he's basically. He also enables all of your people to have flight outdoors, which is also pretty key for certain things carrying other things. And because if I'm not playing Cyborgman, which I'm probably not, then I need flexibility with carrying things. Even though GCU does have, the Underworld TA, having flight is nice.
Yep. All right, Metallo. I'm gonna go with Detallo.
Yeah, makes me miss the old Metallo.
Yeah, the old Metallo won Canadian Nationals.
Yeah, he got the pick of power. Where's that one?
Yeah.
Give me that Metallo.
Golden Glider D.
Yeah, I wish she was gonna be good, but her powers just don't match up right.
Right.
Yeah, is there nothing for that Blades with everyone? Probably not, right?
It was just a fact that she doesn't have the defense at 60 points, and then at 30 points she's like too shallow and had a lower attack value. And she doesn't have the hypersonic.
Is that I'm guessing as far as with tarot cards and other characters that can potentially boost up Blade's Claw's Fangs rolls.
I would put it a grass cutter that lets you roll 2 different D6 and choose one for blades.
She doesn't.
Yeah,
I'd probably put that sword
on
cards. She just, I don't know. 17 and 17 ESD is not enough for the 60-point line.
Right.
And then 10 attack and charge isn't good enough for the 30-point line.
That's very...
Yeah, if I was playing her, I'd only play her at 60. But you're probably right on that.
I want her to have hypersonic at 30 and the 11 attack at 30. That's what I wanted. And then I think she'd be fine.
Yeah, the only thing I'm thinking is maybe if you give her the exploit sword, you just go all in on her damage and just be like, I'm going to come in and hopefully hit all of you. And the dream scenario is just rolling 6s exploit on everybody and being like, you're probably scoring 60 points then on some pieces.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're probably right. I think that ability is unique enough to put C, because someone will try to make that work.
Please
Someone will be like, yeah,
please don't.
yeah,
That's no
don't,
good.
don't.
Please
But
don't.
I'm still gonna put C because I think someone will try.
I mean, we already had Wolverine from the Hellfire Gal that could attack multiple people and roll blades, and nobody really played her either.
Right. All right, Robin King D.
Power sounds good, but I don't think he's worth the point.
Yeah, sorry, I'm reading the Stolen Toys one. When opposing equipment will be dropped in a square within range. So how often are people dropping equipment? I guess when they're
when they're KO'd. Like,
yeah, that's not cool enough. If he had a power that made him drop equipment, then I would be on board. Like if he had an outwit and if you roll a D6 and you got a chance of dropping equipment, that would make him playable. But otherwise, no thanks.
D-tier. All right. Hey, Brad. All right. Black Lantern Bats. Pretty easy S tier here.
100% S tier.
Yeah, for sure.
Superman, I don't think is an S, but I think he's an A.
So I think you're probably right. I think Black Lantern teams are going to be split between the Batman Rush and the Superman powerhouse tentpole-esque.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's going to be split between the two.
Yeah, I think that just Batman does way more than Superman does.
Yeah,
but he's just way more cost effective.
But his cost is also much higher. Like having to play like 3 or 4 Batmans as opposed to one Superman.
Right,
yeah, I'll agree with the A, because I think he'll win something. I think he could win something, just a really powerful Superman with some other pieces, probably a Batman, to play with him, and you could just go to town and win something. But you're right, probably not a meta staple, probably more on just a winning team.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm not reaching for her.
Okay, so here's the argument, though. Not the argument for her, but could we say because of Necron, are any of these pieces D? I don't feel like any Black Lanterns.
No, I don't feel like they're D.
No, because here's the thing: you don't want to heal Wonder Woman.
I don't know if I agree with that.
She loses her super senses. I mean, she gets the Wonder Woman team ability, but she just loses She loses.
I don't know.
She loses Battle Fury. She loses super senses. She's just not good to heal up. So I'm putting her at a D. And I don't know. Do not reach for Wonder Woman, in my opinion.
Even if she's getting +2 on her super senses, I still feel like her dial's too short just to keep her there.
Yeah, I mean, it's unlikely if you get her to click 2, someone is dealing her 6 penetrating.
Not 13 for 5.
7 penetrating.
Combo.
I'm putting her in C.
Yeah, I agree with C, because I think people are going to play Black Lanterns, and I think people are going to try these type of pieces and try all the Wonder Womans, or maybe someone builds a Wonder Woman team based off of Amazon, because you can do some interesting things with Amazon with the Dark Knight or whatever, the Death Metal Wonder Woman.
Death Metal Wonder Woman.
Death Metal Wonder Woman, and then the Generation set. But yeah, here's this. Prove me wrong. It's fine. You're not talking me out of a D on this one.
Yeah, what we're saying is someone's going to play it. We're not saying she's winning. That's why we have me and Jason have her
actively avoid it. I'm saying actively avoid it.
Yeah.
I think when we go back and do we haven't gone back yet. I mean, that's on our list to go back and look at our previous tier makers and see how well we did. But, I don't think I'm going to be like, oh, well, somebody tried Black Lantern and Wonder Woman at some point. Oh, no, my D was wrong. I'm going to say, well, yeah, whatever. They shouldn't have reached for her. Therefore, my D was justified.
We get a lot more experimentation, too, if we had more 300-point modern events.
Right.
Oh, yep. There you go, Jason. Go ahead. This is your You guys
Yeah,
have.
he's
a
already
couple
said it
minutes?
once. I love it. Good job, Jason. That's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, we don't get to experiment enough with this stuff to make really see what comes out the best without 300 modern events. We
That's
need
right.
more 300 modern events.
Aquaman.
That's my campaign platform. Vote for me in 2024.
One thing I will say is we've been promising we're doing so many things. We probably need to start our end of the year stuff in November at this point
Yeah,
to
we
be
do.
able to go through some of this stuff that we want to accomplish.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna put Aquaman at a C just because dolphin symbol and his impervious thing is up on his upper clicks too.
Yeah, and who knows with the whole creating water thing? He just kind of creates it, right? Clear squares, generate one into a square of water. No, he doesn't create it. It's just he considers squares around grave markers to be water.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
or no. He pseudo makes it, right. It's clear square. It's not just for him. Clear squares adjacent to any friendly grave terrain marker are considered water terrain. So that means it works with Camo or King Shard as long as they're next to a grave marker. They consider that water terrain.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
He's good. I mean, he's not. You can reach
he's
for
not.
Aquaman. It's fine.
I want to know how Dan feels about Martian Manhunter.
D tier. Do not play him. Gosh, I played him. He's awful. Please don't.
He played him and sealed.
Which means that there's more
Worlds.
counters to him in constructed.
Mm-hmm.
So please don't play him.
There's also that was also without the benefits of Black Lantern healing.
That doesn't matter.
He played him at top dial anyway.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am gonna just say I don't feel like any Black Lanterns can be played under C. Like
I get that, and that's okay. I mean, I'm going to be a little more aggressive in my stance. So
now that is not the same to say for the deceased chases, but Black Lanterns because of healing, 60-point Martian Manhunter. Like Dan may feel a little different if he didn't play it at 160. If he played it at 60 and got it up to 160, I feel like that's somewhat playable.
Yeah,
for someone in a random tournament that's not making top cut, but could make top cut.
Yeah, please.
No. Won't make top cut, but could be tried.
I mean, I certainly appreciate the guy that traded me a Manhunter for Camo, but no, thank you. So Green Arrow, I do like this guy healed. I think a lot of people like this guy healed. I think he's.
I love Green Arrow.
Ooh,
I'm just sticking
I
in
don't
my
think
S
he's
tier. I don't care.
I don't think he game warps. He's just a super solid attacker.
I mean, does game warp have to be like S tier? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
find the Coordinating Thunderer game warping.
He's Coordinating Thunderer is so efficient for his points. That's what's game warping.
I'm still putting him up there. I don't care.
You can do that. That's fine. That's just.
I have him at B. That's all I'm gonna say. Is I think B.
Yeah.
Because I just don't have him at the same tier as Batman and Superman. Like if I'm tiering this out by people, it's like I do like Green Arrow. I do think he will fit on some teams, but I don't know if I'm really reaching for him before Superman and Batman. Like I feel like he's just like, oh, if I need a third attacker, let me grab 50-point Green Arrow and throw that on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if it's the most efficient 50 points that you could do for Black Lanterns.
I get it. Well, that's where I have Hal. I have Hal at a B. The team's
is
getting
that just for the
stacked here, right? Like Black Lanterns just have so many good choices, and I don't think Hal is that great of a choice.
That's why I'm not sure about B. I'm debating C. I mean, I guess you could say he's better than, for sure, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and
yeah. Well, he gets a green ring. He has barrier, right? He has the Green Lantern team. Green pulse waves.
Okay, green. You sold me because I forgot the green ring. I saw the TA. I forgot the green ring part. Yeah. So that's fine.
Now
we're not.
I am so I am so tempted to put all of the deceased except for Superman and D.
I'm just not a big fan of the deceased guys. Like, I don't know.
Maybe the mechanics just not doing it for us.
The
I mean,
mechanics not doing it
the
for
comic
me.
is cool. The figures look cool. Like, but yeah,
Like the only reason I give Superman an A is because of World's Finest, and I think
So you're not. That's not main forcing though.
Yeah, well, that's the thing though. The other Superman and Batman that he previously would split into, you would not bring them out on the board because they were actively bad. Like they would just give up more points. I think that bringing out Superman at 60 could bring a game back for you.
Sure.
Because they either have to ignore him, which is fine, then you don't lose any points, right? So he's net neutral, right? Or they start hitting him and he goes to his 20 defense click with the super powered pulse wave.
that's true.
So I think his neutral ability to be ignored means you will main force him out of World's Finest. That's my thought, right? So is there let's ask this. Do y'all have any of the deceased above a D? I think I only have one I would put in C.
Joker, maybe.
Sorry, I want to put... Here's what I'm thinking. Batman a D, Superman an A, Wonder Woman a D, Joker a C, Hawkman a D.
Yeah, I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not a fan of them anyway. So
where are you going to put it, Jason?
I think I put Joker in a C. I see your argument for World's Finest and Superman. So I'm still going to put him in a B. I don't know how much we're going to see him.
Yeah.
The rest of them are probably going in D because the Batman doesn't get the same benefit as the Superman because that's not the Batman you're reaching for out of World's Finest.
That's right.
Let me ask you an interaction. These don't interact with Death Metal Wonder Woman, right?
No.
Like
they clarified on the win. They come back on their click, whatever, their click 7 or...
Yeah, not on the good stuff.
I mean, that would have actually made them playable.
That would have been, yeah. But they
and not even broken playable. That would just be like okay,
a really
playable.
solid interaction, yeah.
I just don't think that most of them have good stats, particularly either. Yeah. Their stats all seem low to me.
I agree.
Yeah, right, I feel like it's just teams built around your characters dying or coming close to dying just aren't that great. Like it's just
the only reason. Yeah, only reason I like Joker better because he moves around against your character, like your character moves. Like,
yeah, so I will put pretty much all of them in D. I will put Superman in C. I will put 60 points is just too much. I'll put Hawkman in C.
Like if I could play them on those last 3 clicks, they'd be badass.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll put the rest of them in D.
All right. Ultra. I think the Ultra is a solid A.
Yeah, I mean it's a good dial when you get it on the board. Yeah,
it's an easy enough piece to get out. I think even if they give them the Hulk treatment, that it's still a little bit of extra work to make it an A or to get them out on turn 2. But it's enough. It's a worthy effort.
Yeah.
I'm debating B, but I can see it being an A. Yeah, I'll move it up to A. I think it's good. Yeah. It's definitely not S because I don't think it's too expensive and it's not on a staple. It's not something that a lot of teams are going to pay 70 points for it. Yeah. It's going to be very, very specific teams that are trying to make it work. But if it's on those, it'll most likely be on a winning build. or it'll at least make top cuts if they make it work.
Well, and
they're not
it's
Mephisto.
also a piece that's not easy to equip, so it also becomes a really good anti-Killmonger piece.
Sure.
So I think it gets a lot of merit there as well. The problem is that it also works really well with Killmonger and the other Ultra Chase Mephisto. So I think Zod and crew here becomes the big baller team.
Now, do you lose the equipment when you go to the sideline?
That's right. Yeah, so if you start them with an equip, he's also really good for that utility, right? So to drop an equipment.
But that's because I always thought you lost the equipment because of replacement rules. How does that work? Is there something else specific? I'm trying to think of rules.
It's just
that
when you go to the
says
sideline.
You just lose equipment.
You drop it, yeah.
Because all the interactions we're talking about, swaps, those are replacements.
Yeah, I get it.
MOE, those are replacements.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'll confirm, because if it is something you can equip and he just can't use it because he's on the sideline, and when they come out, I mean, that just makes it a little bit better.
Yeah,
it's like negligible. But I'm curious now if there's something specific. There probably is, but for me, I'm thinking it's just replacement rules that prevent that. But
right. All right,
I'll look it up.
The release day and play at home kit figures. I think Poison Ivy and the Riddler are. I think Poison Ivy's a D.
Yeah.
I think somebody will try Riddler.
He's interesting because of the mystery card.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when we got him last night. I was like, can I just play that mystery card on my sideline? But that would be bad to do.
Yeah, that'd be a terrible idea. Because that'd be bad if you weren't thinking, you were just blindly writing names and you accidentally added that to your sideline. Yeah. It's like, well, crap.
Calendar Man.
Ooh.
Calendar
All right,
Man.
we got to convince ourselves not to put him in S tier. So how do we convince ourselves not to? Wait, what day of the week is it today? That'll determine.
You know what? He's good today. I wish there was a way to copy and paste this Calendar Man, Alex, so I could put him in every tier.
Well, yeah. Well, no, we want him in tiers. It depends. I wish we can have two Calendar Man.
I don't think he's ever D tier.
Well, so I wish I could have 4 Calendar Mans to put in S, A, B, and C.
I would prefer 2. 1 on good days, 1 for bad days. Yeah. Calendar Man is good on these days.
Well, I think he has some good days, or some great days, some decent days, and some not so great days.
Today's a good day for him.
Good point. Good point.
How about I'm just going to call him a. Man,
I'm biased because I love the old Calendar Man, so I'm probably a little biased.
I got to put him in B. I've got to be a little bit by the book here on this one. It's really conditional. He's not going to be a meta staple, and he's not going to go out and win a bunch of tournaments, but we don't have a bunch of tournaments either, so.
I guess I'm thinking, like, okay, he's an assassin.
Yeah.
Like, or Gotham City Underworld.
And he's a scientist also.
Like, so gives me prob, who cares regen, stealth. He can move through characters, who cares? Otherwise, choose an opposing character, and your next turn, the character modifies defense -1 and decrease. That's really good. Decreasing D6 rolls is pretty clutch.
I think the move through characters is relevant because he needs to be within his range for a lot of this stuff.
And then he does have the whole choose a standard power. Opposing characters within range can't use the chosen power. That's Cosmo, right?
Yes, pretty much.
Yep.
That's just plain old Cosmo. Cosmo's
great power, right? And this is free.
So it's only on even months.
Yeah. So that's why I mean, I can get where y'all have him in an A. I just have him as a B. I don't think he's half the time he's no good.
I put him in B. Like, I love him, but I'm putting him in B.
Yeah. So I'm assuming what I'm doing is I'm going to put him assuming the right conditions are met. Like, so you're playing him on the correct months. If you're playing him on an even number month, I mean, I'm considering, if I was thinking of Cosmo right now, Cosmo is one of the only you can't use this power. So just imagine, and it's not just one, it's just a range, within range of 4 range. You could just say,
Well,
don't use super senses.
Well, that's why we said like time to play him was like U.S. Nats qualifier on that Friday. Like it's like even numbered month and even numbered day. Like
He's definitely he's A tier for me. Like
Okay.
the more I think about that one power, being able to just say you can't use super senses, that just clears up so many teams. Just teams built around super or blades. Going to get to the APOC team and be like, nah, none of your people get blades now. Get rid of that stupid rollout.
Yeah. Well, the rollout's not stupid, but it's cool. All right, Deathstroke.
a question on the Ultra Chase that he did. His card doesn't say.
I saw the
It goes to the sideline. Yeah,
it's the same thing. It's leaving the map's the same thing as going to the sideline. I do believe.
Yeah, I'm still looking in the rule book. I don't know if there's something specific that says if they're off the map, they have to
I don't know.
unequip their equipment.
I would say don't plan on equipping them. I don't think they need an equip anyways. So
yeah, it's not game breaking if they do.
It doesn't change their rating either way. I don't think so.
Yeah, the main thing it would change is if you're relying on them dropping it.
Yeah,
that would be the main thing it could change. Because whatever
case,
you equip them with,
just put it on your MOE chases.
Yeah, because you're probably playing those.
All right, Deathstroke, D.
I'm not a big fan of him.
Yeah, if anybody sees the Deathstroke and then moves adjacent to him, yeah, they probably deserve it.
Yeah, I'm putting him at C. Because someone's going to try that. But also, he gets good powers. Like, for 40 points, charge, sidestep, close combat, expert, combat reflexes. He has the target. Like, if I'm playing the target team, 40-point Deathstroke's not terrible to have.
Yeah, I get it. All right, Lissa Drac.
Black Lanterns, I feel like.
Black Lantern.
Yeah,
she is the she is the difference. We talked about this on the podcast. She is the difference maker in a mirror match of Black Lanterns. Being able to just, or against Carnage Silver Surfer, right? Just saying someone next to your grave terrain markers. Or no, which one is the one? It's the Perplex. If she perplexes someone, they can't heal. So it's like, there's a lot of healing nowadays.
So
that
they
could be
so like if you play her with Batman, opposing characters occupying or adjacent to any friendly grave terrain markers modify their combat values -1. So like your Carnage Surfer, they can't shoot your Batman grave markered Black Lanterns. Now are -1 because when Surfer comes in to punch them. Doesn't affect Cosmo too much because that makes him like 14 for 6, but does affect Surfer.
I'm putting her in.
And she's only 35. Yeah. She's only 35 points because you're playing her with a Sinestro ring.
That's right. I want to move her up to a B.
Yeah, I think she's solid.
All right. Ultraman. Ultra bad.
D tier. D tier.
I was gonna say ultra bad also. Perfect.
Owlman.
I wish
do we think
there's
anything with Owlman on his additional outwit to move him up to a C?
I'm putting him in C tier just because Miles likes him.
Yeah, Miles, you get that's for you, Miles. All right, Superwoman
joins Ultraman.
Super Bad Woman, like Super Bad Man. Or Ultra
Killer
Bad
Moth.
Man. Sorry, Ultra Bad Man and Super Bad Woman.
Yeah.
Killer Moth, not killing too
right
much
behind him
from the D tier.
Yep.
All right, I see folks looking for Hush. Is it just because Hush is cool, or is it because he's got something cool? He's 60 points for those stats.
I mean that is less than 10 points a click. That's fine. Precision strike, regen support. He has he doesn't have traded mastermind. He has mastermind.
No.
The key reason you're playing him is for Gotham City Underworld to be able to do the support, He moves pretty quickly when he does regenerate support. There's also the kind of manipulation with that free choose a friendly character within range line of fire, place a chosen character into a square adjacent to Hush. So it's like a free kind of.
Yeah, he's D.
He has a range of 5. It's better than a TK, arguably, because it's a 5 movement. Actually, you could do better. You could do 7, because you place the chosen character into a range 6, I guess. So it'd be like an old TK, shape change, and then the other thing is the safeguard outwit. That's pretty good for like poison ivy or something.
Yeah,
just to be able to have that.
I get it.
Plus, he can mastermind to plants. Like he can mastermind to a lot of stuff. Like I have him at probably a C. I don't think he's good enough to really go up to a B. But
I'm putting C.
I would not fault someone building GCU to say, oh yeah, this is good, or like he can make certain things work. I think for GCU.
Johnny Quick, I like what he does to equipment potentially, but he is extremely too squishy to make that happen, and not enough attack value. So I think I'm going to put him at a D.
Yeah, anything that has to do with like unequipping or taking equipment, but you have to hit, just always feels bad.
Yep.
Like those type of things just don't work out.
That's right.
You know what worked out with equipment? Leonardo worked out because it wasn't a hitting. It was just say, hey, we're going to roll.
That's right.
And let's see what happens.
Yeah, Brad, Atomica would have been really cool to have.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen her.
All right, Dark Side. I don't know. Pretty easily an A for me.
Yeah, I think so. We haven't talked a ton about him, but I definitely think he's an A.
Yeah, I mean, he's got plenty of other characters he shares keywords with that can hit to give him out free mind control, and he can reduce pin damage, and he might be able to do it. And plus it's Dark Side, it's a 10 range, small map. It's just got to be something good there. I mean, he has 13 squares on his own. With no help. Free phase for 3.
I mean, Porter just pulse waves a bunch of people and gives those anti-life tokens out.
Yep. Got to be good.
Yeah. There's a lot of keywords. I haven't
play tested him yet, so I don't have any proof yet, but he's just got to be good.
Sure.
Yeah, I think he is.
By the way, as we get towards the end here, this set is shaping up to be pretty good. A lot better than I would have.
Yeah.
A lot better than I'm thinking it is.
Yeah, we talked about it, I think, when you were gone. Like, the set's very interesting because there's 3 archetypes, like sub-themes, that are borderline. If the sub-theme does good, the theme does good, then a lot of these pieces go up. So it's GCU, it is the assassin target theme, and then it's the dolphin build around that type of thing. If those 3 do well, then the set's great. If any of those themes fail, that just lowers a lot of figures down. And so we're basing it on the assumption that people are going to try those themes. Like, that's how I feel about like a lot of the pieces I have in C. People are going to try those archetypes, and the one I'm betting on doing better is GCU as opposed to some of the others. But that's kind of why I feel like the whole set looks pretty good on paper.
Yep, I'm with you.
Okay. Okay, just for time's sake, are the next 5 like not trash? I mean, they're all trash, right?
Brimstone's not. Sorry.
No, he got the next 5.
Yeah, Phantasm,
Man-Bat,
Man-Bat,
Cheshire.
Mazaz, Cheshire. Where are we putting Brimstone? Alex, very quickly, do you see any reason to put those above a D?
Phantasm, yeah. Because people love Phantasm, the character. Like, just because the Mask of the Phantasm movie is awesome. But also because it's a free attack if it occupies hindering, and it goes off of the target. So if you're playing the target team, Phantasm for 50 isn't bad to try to make work.
Okay.
Someone's going to try Phantasm, but that's it.
Then, sorry not to cut you off, but we're running right up into time.
Now we're on Brimstone.
Brimstone.
That's where I ended it.
Last one to talk about. Brimstone's really great. Do I think that he's an A? No.
I wish he had more keywords.
I really wish you just said an emphatic yes. It's like, do I think he's A? Yes, I do. No.
No, I think he's a B because, as Jason said, his lack of keywords. Not that theme team's a huge deal at any point these days.
Yeah, like
theme team probs, but
I don't know. I felt like we just all of a sudden didn't care about theme, and now we care about theme again because Scott Porter exists.
yeah,
You know,
I agree.
so his lack of keywords sucks ass. If there was a bunch of Dark Side him theme with Apocalypse, but nobody else has Apocalypse, and there's just not enough robots. I don't think so.
Right.
But he is
All right.
really good just on a non-theme team. He's just good.
Yeah.
Like,
Alex, are you going for anything higher than a B?
I might have him at C.
Okay.
Because of the keywords. I don't think... I think people will try him, but I don't really know what teams are going to try to force him on for 15.
I mean, you can still play a non-theme team, but...
I think he just gets shot. He just gets shot from range. It's the same with Carnage.
So does everything else, but I don't think that makes him bad.
Like, Carnage sees play because of the whole Super Sense thing. Like, just the map-wide whole global... Brimstone doesn't have that. But then again, I could see someone crazy enough to try him at 290 for whatever reason. I could
wasn't you that said something about a 50-point line on him?
The 50-point line is okay. Like, he has that attack power when he attacks. Opposing characters can't use super senses or positively modify. And he's got that 3-range intensive radioactivity, and he deals penetrating. So, I mean, he's not bad on his own. That's why I said, like, the 290, I know that sounds crazy, but it is just like an 11-range running shot that he deals penetrating damage, and then everyone within 5 just takes damage. So it's...
And it's 20 clicks.
Yeah, I just don't know if he wins. Like, I don't know if he'll be on winning. Maybe I'll move him up to B. Now that I think about it, like, he could be on a winning build. Or at least something that makes top cuts. I could see somebody being crazy and somehow making a top cut with them. Sure. A robot team. Just, the question is who do you play on robots? And that's... there we go. It's the Cyborg Superman team.
All right.
So Mac Prime. No.
Let's really quickly to wrap up here. First of all, thanks everybody for watching tonight. Alex, who are your S and A's?
My S and A's. My S is Guardian Thunderer, Necron, and Batman. I only have 3 S's.
Okay.
And then my A's are Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, Camo, Black Lantern Superman, the Ultra Chase, Calendar Man, and Darkseid.
All right. Jason, your S's?
Thunderer, Necron, Camo, Black Lantern, Batman, Green Arrow. And my A's are Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, Superman, the Ultra Chase, Darkseid.
All right. I got a few more than you guys do this time. My S's, Guardian Thunderer, Necron, Camo, Black Lantern, Bats. My A's, Rare, Poison Ivy. The Two Faces, both of them, baby. Flip a coin, 50-50. What's it going to be? Black Lantern Soups, Black Lantern Arrow, Deceased Soups, Ultra Chase, and Legacy Darkseid. So, anything else y'all want to say before we close it out?
I think this is a pretty good set overall.
Yeah, pretty good. We'll get these posted up on our Facebook page. Alex, anything else?
I'm trying to think if this is the last time I'm really going to talk about Notorious.
No.
It probably is. Like, from a set perspective.
Yeah.
It seems like a good set. Like, I think Modern, it adds enough to Modern in a very shallow Modern, but I think it also adds a ton to Pulp, which is what Pulp needs, is more variety, which I think this adds in the form of GCU, but also other pieces. Like, you could do a pseudo monster Black Lantern, or, the Goons add a lot for Pulp as well, or the Target, right? So I think this set overall is great because it enhances, at least for me, like, Modern and Pulp are the 2 main things for me. Like, I love Silver, don't get me wrong, but Pulp is significant for me, and Modern is more significant. So this set does good on both fronts. That's how I'm kind of judging sets going forward. How does it do for Pulp? How does it do for Modern? If it does both well, it adds enough to both. then I think it's a good set. And thus far, looking at the list, I think it's a good set.
Yep. Well said, Alex. Well, thanks everybody for watching tonight, and thanks everybody for watching Clickstuff. If you like what you heard tonight, patreon.com/Clickstuff. $1 and above gets entered into our monthly giveaways. $5 and above gets entered into our Discord channel for Heroclix strategy and tactics discussion. Everybody, thanks for watching. We got up to 20-some people. Have a great rest of your night.